Floyd objectives, but to use his jab as much as possible. For Mr. Johansson wouldn't use his. As you see, he's using jabs very often, and he knew right here with this jab, he could throw that devastating, thunderous right hand, which he used so effectively in most of his previous fights. Boom! Oh my God! There he goes.
Left hand. Yes, they used to call Johansson's right hand Ingo's bingo. But it wasn't very much in evidence on this night. He did well to get up from that.
I know, but if you just watch right here how Floyd Patterson turned tiger. Unbelievable. Boom. Unbelievable hand speed. I never saw a heavyweight with quicker hand speed than Floyd Patterson. The fastest heavyweight punching accuracy hand speed ever.
Mike Tyson takes 2 steps forward. Let's go with a couple of lefts. Now a right, a left. He's got him down.
I've never been anybody with hand speed like that. As you know, it comes to, he didn't want to hit him behind his head. He turned him around. He wanted to face him when he hit him. I remember him saying that. But before he hits him with the left hook, I noticed he hit him with a great body shot. And it's just unbelievable. He's just a young kid here. For the body. Unbelievable. Boom, that body shot hurt, set up with the left hook. There we go. Look at it. Look at his
legs are quivering.
It's quivering from the nerves, and it's unbelievable. You would think that he would be dead, and it's just unbelievable the amount of punishment that the human body could take.
Floyd, now you see, was one of the gentleman champions, wasn't he? We talked about Rocky Marciano being a bit dirty, at least I did. And Floyd was just the opposite. He never would take unfair advantage of anybody.
Well, believe it or not, even though Cuss handled both me and Cuss, I never knew Mr. Patterson that well. We met a few occasions, but we never really got intimate with each other. We never spoke. He's a very quiet and introvert person. He doesn't speak at all. If you're in the room with him, you'd be surprised if he said 3 words. He doesn't speak. He's a very quiet and polite person, and he doesn't speak. And it just was a pleasure for me just to be around him. He didn't have to talk.
I am the greatest.
This man, of course, did talk, endlessly and humorously, from the moment they slipped the gold medal over his head at the 1960 Rome Olympics. Cassius Clay. Here he is in an early pro fight, the pupil taming the old master, Archie Moore. And now, arriving in London for the fight that's become the most fondly remembered British fight of all time. The first fight with Henry Cooper, before Clay became world champion. It's one fight I never tire of watching.
Have you seen this before?
I've seen it. This is the fight when Mr. Cooper got his eye cut?
That's right. He got him cut in both fights, actually. He got it cut in both fights.
But is this the bad one?
This is the one where he puts...
Look at the crowd going crazy.
Oh, absolutely. He came over and said that he was going to jive in 5, and Henry would go in 5, and of course this was the end of the 4th round. They got him back. He looked in a pretty bad way.
I heard a rumor about this fight that, I won't mention your name, but someone, accidentally ripped the glove open.
Well, it's a famous story. I think there are photos to prove that that glove was split in the 4th round. I don't think it was deliberately cut, as people make out. But it's a good story. But Henry could hit. You see, Henry had a terrific left hook, and he could put anybody away with that particular punch.
As you see, evidently it almost did it to the greatest.
But he did cut, and he did it to the greatest. Yes, one wonders what history might have been if that had happened a minute earlier in that round. And he was a good finisher, Henry. I mean, he might have finished him.
Now, what's funny, Henry will always be remembered for this. He go down in history, and we remember the guy that brought it out of violence.
Sonny Liston, the menacing Liston, was the new world champion after twice smashing Floyd Patterson out inside a round. Now the brash Cassius Clay was taking him on. Hardly given a chance, Clay. The odds were 7-1 against him. The odds were wrong.
Coming to the end of the 1st round, and it's been a sensational 1st round. And Clay has stolen the honours in it. There's the bell for the first, and they're still fighting. They haven't heard the bell, and they're still going on. The bell's gone, and the referee hasn't heard it. And they still went on fighting. About 8 seconds after the end of the 1st round, they didn't hear the bell, and neither did referee Barney Felix. And now he starts his clowning again. He's making faces for the photographers. This is what he's been doing all through his training. Look how confident this boy is. And what's happened? Clay has won! Clay has won! Something has happened in Liston's corner. They're not going on. And Cassius Clay has won after 6 rounds. And there's the champion, the ex-champion, sitting despondently in his corner. A sensation, wearing all sensations. It's all over at the end of the 6th round. And Cassius Clay is the new champion of the world.
I am the king of the world.
Hold it, hold it, hold it.
I'm pretty.
Hold it, you're not that pretty.
I'm a bad man.
Wait.
I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
He shook up the world, all right. And when he and Liston met a second time, the world was shaken up again. This is one of the most curious fights I've ever seen.
Muhammad Ali, as you know, since winning the first fight, is tremendously confident. Look at him, coming right out to meet Sonny Liston, which no man ever did. And when they did, like Cleveland Williams, the result was a foregone conclusion.
I think it confused Sonny Liston because he didn't expect people to come to him like that. But Liston was, you see, Liston again was a pretty good champion. When you saw what he did to Patterson in 2 fights, and now this young man is treating him as though he's nothing.
And did to tremendous challenges like Big Cat Williams and Laura Foley. Man, unbelievable.
But this has got a very controversial ending, as you know, and I'd just like to hear your opinion of what happened here. People still talk about it and still don't understand it. But we'll see exactly what happens. He actually puts him down with the right hand, which at the time I was at this fight, and I didn't think it was much of a punch, and I'm not sure now. It's very quick.
Look at this unbelievable movement on Ali. He makes Sonny Liston seem like he's there from different times.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely right. Well, he was the first heavyweight, really, to move around like this, like a lightweight. There it is. That's the first of the right. Now, the next one is the one that puts him down.
He times him as he throws a left hand, he puts it right over it. And it's so brilliantly fast.
Coming here, I think.
Unbelievable.
Much more around.
Look at him. He's something very special.
Funny, it all looks seems a lot longer now than it did at the time.
Happened so quick when you were there, huh?
Yep.
Because I get the electricity in the air.
Well,
There we go.
isn't that interesting? Let's just go back a bit, shall we? Let's just see that again. So it's so quick.
He's tremendously booming.
Yeah, look at that. Right hand over the top. It doesn't... At the time, I thought he'd only just hit him up on the temple, and it didn't seem enough to knock him out. But in any case, there's a confusion here about the count. Jersey Joe gets a little bit confused about the count, and in fact, allows Liston to get up. Now, Liston thinks he's beaten the count, and Jersey Joe now walks away to the timekeeper to check, and they start fighting again.
This is, I forgot who the person was. I forgot the man from Ring Magazine.
Nat Fleischer.
Nat Fleischer had called Joe Walcott over to say, the count is 10, it's the count of 10. And he had no right doing that. He had no right doing that. The fight should have continued, and he shouldn't have had no right doing that. And personally, I think Sonny Liston was hurt because the punch was so fast, and he didn't see the punch coming. And as I was saying before, earlier, the punches that really knock you out and hurt you are the ones you don't see coming. If you can see a punch, you can anticipate it, grade it, else when you get hit, you anticipate, you take the shot. But when you don't see it, it's just like, you don't know, and you just go.
You see, even in those days, even though he'd beaten Liston twice, certainly in this country, Muhammad Ali was still not at that time regarded as being a really genuine heavyweight champion. They all thought there was something very strange about those 2 fights with Liston. And it took quite a long time for Ali to establish himself, because he, eventually beat everybody inside. But it took time for him, certainly in this country, to become recognized. They still thought of him as a clown. Nobody had seen boxing like that before from heavyweight. Everybody thought he was dancing around too much. He couldn't be a good heavyweight.
He was a throwback to, believe it or not, Jack Johnson, who was also not only a great fighter, but very theatrical. I mean, Jack Johnson would have guys talk to him, hold him, beat him up. Can I give you 10 grand? You cut my lip. And talk to the people, how you doing, Mr. Jeffries? And flirt with the ladies at the ringside. And being black at the time was tremendous. It's something that they couldn't handle. And Muhammad Ali, what, 60 years later or something like that, 40 years later, Still, it's unbelievable. People are looking at this saying, God, we can't have a guy like that. He's a clown. He says, I'm going to knock you out in this